Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're watching today. Sasha here, and we are at the last Wednesday in April. So I decided to dedicate the last Wednesdays of April to the Samsung Health overview, just a recap, progress report sort of deal. How you folks been doing? Well, I hope. And ladies and gents, we're just gonna briefly go over pretty much each section. Um, I'll let y'all see like the trends for April, even though April's not done yet, but a week difference isn't gonna change too much. Um, you know, it's not gonna be too revolutionary. So here we go. This is first part, the step counter. So, I did a nice amount of steps today. I actually went out with my mother and, just walked with her for a little less than a fourth of a mile. So that's the bulk of my steps right there. Took around like less than 10 minutes to do it. But here's my trends on. Oops, I keep forgetting to scroll with the brown or the gray bar. So, April 1st, April Fools. I really didn't do that many steps, so I was fooling myself. Basically, I did not break the 3,000 threshold. I would like to. Oh, I did one time. Woohoo! I think this was when I was like running like crazy, like doing a whole bunch of errands. Or when was it? Not sure, but there was one day where I was just like out, like pretty much majority of the day, like over 12 hours. I think that was that day. But yeah, everything else puny step counts. Active time. So I don't think we went over this one, y'all. But I did hit the quota for active time, even though I wouldn't. Went past 4-1. So really haven't hit active time, even though there was one day, the day where I was cleaning out my car. That's not. I still wouldn't consider that active time because I did not know during exercise you can pause it. So I took like 2 breaks in the midst of that hour-long car cleaning, so I wouldn't count like that active time. That one day where I was in the green, I wouldn't count that as actually being active. So as you can see, I think for active time, it was just, catching me walking. Yeah, this was the day that I, logged in the car cleaning as aerobics, even though that's like not the case. But, yeah, that's the only day that I hit above 60 minutes. Everything else, some days were close, but they fell short. Yeah. Exercise. Ha ha ha. This is a funny one. Oh, there's no trends. But, I just did that one Wellness Wednesday. I went on the treadmill for 15 minutes. That's like nothing. The aerobics, like I stated before, it's not a full hour. But, it was some sort of workout. I still was huffing and puffing and sweating. So, there you go. And then walking. Walking's the most common one. And I just did a walking, little exercise today with my mother just to, do like, cooperate and motivate each other, I suppose. Food. Oh boy, this is a good one. So, The day ain't even over with, y'all, and I already ate over the amount that I was supposed to. And that's one of my biggest problems, ladies and gents, is that I'm eating way too much too soon. So today, since we're on today, and in fact, I could skip morning snack because I didn't really have a morning snack. And then the lunch is still tying me over. I had lunch like about around 2 hours ago, I believe. Yeah, it was around 3 o'clock, a little after 3. So around almost 2 hours ago. So for breakfast, I just had an apple fritter from Publix and an iced coffee that I made with the K-Cup machine, but I just tried to select the closest thing that, Samsung Food app had, or the food portion of the Samsung Health app had. So I just called it coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, whatever. It's black coffee. It's usually like very low to no calorie. I actually brewed up an 8-ounce cup, and then I used 4 pumpkin spice single serve coffees from International Delight. That was pretty much breakfast. That tied me over. What else did I say? The thing with the singles, the pumpkins or the International Delight singles, is that they're actually 13 milliliters versus 15. But my thing is, I don't mind overshooting versus undershooting, because I rather, just be like, yeah, well, I ate more. Like, I rather just record that I ate more than me recording I ate less, than giving myself that notion that, oh, I can eat more because, I don't have that food item, or I didn't, take care to just overshoot rather than undershoot, and give myself that false sense of accomplishment that I'm eating less. Because, no, folks, I do like to eat now. So that was for breakfast. And then for lunch, you're not going to see the itemized portion of it, because I actually take from MyFitness, in which I love their food database. It's more up to date. They have a barcode scanner in which you could just scan the food. For the most part, there's certain foods that aren't going to work. Like what I had today, I had the Publix sweet sriracha chicken tender sub on flatbread. You can't scan that because there's really not a scanner for it, or there's not really a legit barcode for it that can, itemize each, whatchamacallit, like each component of your sandwich. Like I'm very particular about my sandwich, and I like, very like stuffed with veggies. I like my lettuce, spinach, onion, green bell pepper, oil, vinegar. They actually had the sauce, and then I added provolone cheese. Well, I don't know what Publix, the MyFitnessPal components for, the calorie total that they have, but my foot long sub, or my whole sub rather, it's not a foot long. My whole flatbread chicken tender sub may not equate to the amount of calories that whatever the default nutrition from MyFitnessPal. But like I said before, I'd rather overshoot than undershoot. So it's like, oh my goodness, the sub is worth 1,340 calories, I believe. And then I had a small, well, not small, but like, one of those dollar size goldfish crackers, and my True Lemon raspberry lemonade water enhancer. So that was my lunch. And then dinner. I will have dinner. So it's gonna tip this into like this particular, well, you're not gonna be able to see me, but where it says 1895 in a rectangular shape, that's gonna like be red. It's gonna really be over my allotted calories. So, that's something I just have to work out more versus, eat less. Because I like to eat no matter what. But I figure, if I work out more, I just got to put myself in the mindset to work out more and everything will be fine. But yeah, folks, here we go. You can see how many times I went over the allotted calories. Let me get back to April 1st. And here we go. See, some of them, they're not too bad. And like some days I didn't even eat dinner or whatever. But as you can see, all these varied counts for the day. Like I said, some are very much overshot. Some are, I try to be as specific as possible. But like some of the foods I was eating, I didn't take an accurate weight of them, or I didn't have the precise, food item in the app. So I just took an estimate. Yeah, see that one day where I actually did good. And I still overshot it, but I guess they give you like that margin of error, that plus or minus 10, I believe, calories. Some days I was under, but that was very rare. Ooh, yeah, this one was a really bad day. Yeah, I went cahoots there. So today is not over with, but that's my calorie count for up until the time I made this video. All right, sleep schedule. This was all over the place too. So with my thing is that sometimes I fall asleep early, like just boom, I'm out. But then I'll wake up and then sometimes I'm up and like for an hour and then I just go back to bed. So certain days, like you can see today, it was only 4 hours and 50 minutes of continual sleep. But, it's hard to get, factor in. Like I tried to factor in, but I do not remember when I initially fell asleep. So I tried to factor in around the time I initially fell asleep up until the time that I was up. And then, I just subtracted the difference between the two and I came up with this as the best approximation. So now I was asleep for longer than this, but because, it's expected that you're getting a continuous amount of sleep, it doesn't account for if you wake up or whatever in the middle of, and you're trying to go back to sleep. So, I mean, some of these sleep times are kind of yikes. And I need to rate my sleep as well. That's one thing I haven't been doing, but I need to do. I just log in my sleep. So, from that measly near 5 hours of sleep, the the recommended standard for adults is, well, adults and children over the age of 12 is 6 to 8 hours of sleep. And I didn't even touch the minimum, so I got to change that. So, folks, we have all of these, like here where it says sleep consistency targets. I only slept consistently for 1 day out of the last 7 days, which is not good. And then I do like that, if caffeine played a part, I suppose, then the app will mark that down as a brown dot. And then I have not been able to, distinguish how this app can like tell me if it's a nap or not. Like, I guess if I put it during the day, it'll acknowledge it, but I'm not sure. So that's the breaks to that. And then at the bottom here, you can see that my average bedtime is around 2 in the morning. Average wake up time is 8:26 a.m. And average time slept is 6 hours and 27 minutes. That could be better. Okay. So for the most part, y'all, I do keep, I'm getting better at keeping up with my sleep recording because I do want to check my trends and, see how I can improve upon it. Oops. So yeah, most of it's been 6 hours. Sometimes I've gotten 7, over 7. Sometimes I fell short. Yep, there you go. That's my general sleeping trends. But yeah, I do want to rate how I've been sleeping. Like if I wake up, it's probably going to be a 3-star out of 5-star or even lower. Like 3 or lower. 3 is going to be the highest that I would rate that, sleep period. But like if I'm able to get in 6 hours and wake up, then I would rate that like a 4. And then 7 to 8 hours, I would rate that a 5-star. Excuse me. Well, it also depends on how I wake up. If I wake up feeling groggy, then that might not be a 4-star, 5-star rated sleep. But it all depends, folks. It all depends. Ooh, gosh. Ooh, annoying little thing. All right, folks. So this morning, I took my weight. And I lost 7.5 pounds, which is pretty cool. I could have capitalized on it more. For those of y'all that saw my last video in regards of the weight management portion, this is not the target. This was not my goal yet. So my goal is 360 even. And we got still about 5 pounds to lose to hit that goal. So I'm still stoked. I'm surprised. But it's just that, dog, I wish, like, some of my eating habits have to play into it, folks, because, I love my potato chips and I love this and that, and I, need to tone it down with the sodas and all that. So, I could have been at goal. I could have been at, the target for the short term, overview. But hey, I'm still working on it, y'all. I'm not weighing myself every day. That's stupid. So yeah, from the last known weight till today, so we're talking about a month, which is crazy. And I lost 7.5 pounds. But I could do better. And then hopefully by May's checkpoint, we'll be well under goal. But yeah, that's all for that. I'm not going to weigh myself every day. Thought about weighing myself weekly, but I don't know. I might switch to weekly. Then again, I might not. So that's it for that one. Stress. Now, stress, heart rate, O2 saturation. Let's do them all. So today, this was fun fact. This was after the workout. So today, yeah, my stress was kind of high. My heart rate was 81 BPM. That's kind of on the lower side, so I really wasn't working out because my heart can get up to 150s, 150, 160. Sorry, deal. Really, 150, 140, 150. It can get up there. That's when I know I'm like really working out. But just for a light walking sort of ordeal, that's fine. That's the near the higher end of like a resting heart rate, but I wasn't really resting. I was moving a lot. So yeah, usually I do not get that stressed and then the angry. So I'm just gonna take out the factor of being angry, and here we go. Usually my stress level is low and I'm neutral. Like I don't really have a big problem with anything. So I didn't. Yeah, there was one day I wasn't feeling too well. Neutral, high, and happy. I don't know why. I think because I ate something. Usually when I eat too, my stress is up for some odd reason. This was when I was angry and had low stress. I'm a weird individual. Angry and still stressed. Or I might have taken it after I had an argument. No, this was more coincidental. Oh, this one was silly. Okay, so this one I actually had an important day in which I was busy, and this was the out of town date. So I don't know, I just thought that was funny. Because my appointment was at 12:15, and then you see like, okay, 10, like 10:15, I was feeling some sort of way, but I had low stress. Then as we got to the place, my stress was even lower, and then I felt neutral. And then as I was getting closer to my appointment, stress went shoom all the way up, which was crazy. And I actually did the breathing exercises for that day, so that was funny. And then I got a call back for the appointment on Saturday, and I don't know why I put neutral when I meant to put like nervous. But nothing serious, folks. I wonder. Oh, I can't view my notes. Yeah, and then I just forgot to take my stress until today. So that's that. Heart rate. So yeah, folks, like I was saying, general resting heart rate should be between 60 to 80 beats per minute. Or I believe it's 100, 60 to 100. So yeah, that should be that's the average, and that's the recommended resting heart rate. Like if it's anything below or above, then it's something that you want to bring to your primary care physician's attention. Make sure nothing's underlying is happening. But, it's good to know your resting heart rate. So here, I don't think we went over this. But like I said, this coincides with the stress. You see like peaks and troughs and whatnot. So 148. My heart rate can get up there if I'm really exercising. So my maximum was 88, which is okay, I suppose. Same with that day. So it's nice that they give you a max, a min, and an average. Yeah, I only plan on taking my stress, a heart rate and O2 like once a day. So basically, 95% to 100% O2 saturation is considered okay. Anything below that, you definitely to, quickly correct it. You want to go to a fresh air source. So just take a step outside, wherever you are, or just move to a different location in your house, whatever. Stand near a open window. Do whatever you got to do to get your O2 up. And if you don't see an improvement, then you should definitely go to, if you're feeling very short of breath, if you're like in the reds, like if you're having trouble breathing, you gotta go to the ER. But like if you're like in the yellow area, then just make an appointment, go see your doctor, ask them, if there's any, test that can be done to make sure you're breathing correctly or lungs are getting the proper amount of air so that, you're not depriving yourself of oxygen, because you do that long term, that's not a good thing. But yeah, you should have oxygen saturation. You should be having at least 95% or 100%, if better, of O2 or oxygen in your body to make sure your body's getting the right amount of oxygen to be able to function properly. So this is during the exercise, so it faltered under 100%, but usually I hit 100% just fine. But I don't ever think I've hit below. Oh, I keep going past April. I don't think I've ever hit below 95. Yeah. I just think this app is pretty cool. Oops. Come on. Come on, technology, don't do that to me. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, water. I have not had any plain old H2O, which gotta change. Gotta change. So, folks, yeah, I didn't even have water on April Fool's. So my thing is with water, I have to have just water. Can't have any water enhancers or flavor enhancers in the water. It just has to be straight up water. So it's very easy for me to not hit my water quota. I used to have my water quota at 2, but when I was drinking water like consistently and more frequently, then I doubled it to 4. Now I'm kind of like struggling to keep it at 4, so I might dial it back down to 2. But it all depends. I mean, if I can get my water intake back up, then hey, I'm all gravy for it. But as you can see, Yeah, after the 7th, that's when I bumped up my target to 4. Didn't even take in water. But yeah, lots more blue, lots more indications that I have been hitting the target. So, caffeine. So, like I said, I enjoy my caffeine. I do have like 1 cup of coffee or 1 K cup, in which I like to make it in the form of iced coffee. So, 1 K cup is like 8 ounces. Well, for my setting, but basically that's still just 1 cup of coffee's worth because I only have one, iced coffee, and that's if I have it. Sometimes I don't even have it, but I limit myself to 2 cups of coffee worth because I don't want the jitters and I don't want that to affect my sleep schedule. So, well, another thing, folks, I'm going to bring this up. Another thing is that I have been, y'all know I have the tea special, Tuesdays with the tea. I have, whatchamacallit? What do I have? Tuesdays with the tea, Wellness Wednesday. No, excuse me. And Thirsty Thursday. Sometimes Thirsty Thursday, I might have a caffeinated drink as well. Like, because sometimes I'll test out or I'll try a Red Bull, but I don't do that too often. And so I have to look. Oh, and also Coca-Cola. Just remember that recent episode of Coca-Cola that has caffeine, but it does not have 1 cup of coffee's worth of caffeine. It just has like a little bit more than half of a cup of coffee's worth. But it doesn't, the amount doesn't go by, the intervals don't go by half a cup. It's either 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only whole integers, which is, it is what it is. That's overshooting, but that's fine because I overshoot in the food log. I would expect to overshoot in the caffeine. So if you see 2 cups, more than likely I did not have 160 milligrams worth of caffeine. I just had whatever. Like, I kind of did this wrong actually because I had like 16 ounces of iced coffee, but of those 8 ounces were the actual K cup liquid, and then the melted ice would attribute some of the remaining liquid, and then like I would have like a fourth of a cup of creamer or 4 single serves of creamer, whatever, I really just eyeball it, y'all. So it's not accurate measurement. So in actuality, I had 1 cup of coffee. But I think I correct that mistake. No, I don't. I think it's towards the middle of the month, y'all. But no, these are like 1 iced coffees. So yeah, I did it in the second week. But yeah, I've been pretty much keeping it under 160 milligrams of coffee. Nothing, or caffeine. Nothing more, nothing less. Finally, weight management. Okay, so you're telling me that I'm over already. And this is what I was talking about earlier in the weight portion. So I'm not at target quite yet, but I'm definitely going to get there. So this is how it looks. They're saying I'm 392 calories over, so I got to do some movement to balance that out. So this is what I'm working with so far, which is okay. All right, so let's check. Let's check the monthly trends. For the most part, I've been under, which I don't believe. Come on. Had some overs, which is more believable. I've only gotten on the sweet spot one day so far out of the month of April. One day, folks. That's crazy. Oh, come on. So yeah, majority of this I went over like crazy. So I don't know. It's a crazy, balance between the two. But that is gonna do it, folks. It is April in a nutshell for the most part. I mean, yeah, we still have a week, pretty much, a little under a week, like 6 days left in this month. But you get the gist of how I've been working at this so far. And let me know in the comment section below, if you like this sort of recap. I don't mind doing this. I think it's pretty cool. It's taught me to stay consistent with logging in my information, because I do have like this burning start to commit, being committed, but then after a while it starts to fade and fizzle and I forget, and sometimes I don't feel like logging in all of my dinner or weighing my snacks or whatever. But no, this is very important to do, and just looking forward to this end of the month recap is a good way to look at everything with you all, and just talk about some stuff. So thank you all for tuning in again. Any questions, comments, suggestions, or small talk, y'all know the drill. Leave it in my comment section below. Any and all are welcome. Greatly appreciated. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Are you partaking in using technology to record your health trends? If so, are you using Samsung or Apple's product or something else? If not, are you curious as to doing it, or you just rather do it the old-fashioned way and do without the nuances of needing a phone and whatnot to record everything? That's gonna do it for this episode of Wellness Wednesday, folks. I hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed watching as I enjoyed making it. And I will see you tomorrow for Thirsty Thursday. So yeah, until then, folks, thank you for watching, and make it a great day today and every day. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye now.